Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. I hope you all are fine. Dear students, welcome to the science class. This is your Science Fact File 1 workbook. Dear students, we have been completed the chapter number 3, which is energy resources, and we have done the exercise of chapter number 3 from the textbook. Dear students, in previous lecture, we have been starting the exercise of chapter number 3, which is energy resources from the workbook. And we have been completed the question number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 8 of the exercise. And today we are going to start the question number 5 on the page number 15. So let's start. Question number 5 is, the amount of carbon dioxide in the air is increasing. This is causing the earth to heat up slowly. The first part is, the diagram on the next page shows how the earth is heating up. Put these labels in the correct places on the diagram. Dear students, here you can see the diagram on the page number 16 on the workbook. And here is the box in which we put the labels. And the first one is heat from the sun. And then heat warms the earth. Some heat escapes into the space and some heat is reflected back to the earth. The second question is, what do we call the heating up of the earth? Dear students, when the temperature of earth is rise, the earth is heat up and this process is called global warming. So, heating up of the earth is known as global warming. The third question is, explain why carbon dioxide is sometimes called a greenhouse gas. Dear students, the answer is, carbon dioxide is a good insulator, just like the glass in a greenhouse. That's why carbon dioxide is sometimes called a greenhouse gas. The fourth one is, explain how the heating up of the earth can lead to flooding of low-lying countries. The answer is, ice caps melts, sea level rise, so low-lying countries flood. Question number 6 on the page number 17. The question is, the diagram shows some of the ways of reducing heat loss from a house. And dear students, here you can see the different ways where the heat loss is reduced. The first one is solar panels painted matte black. The second one is loft floor covered with glass fiber containing air. And here is cavity walls filled with foam containing air bubbles. And here is shutters to close at night. And here is double glazed window. And here is conservatory facing south. The question is, explain how each of the 6 features shown in the diagram helps save heat energy. Solar panels. Dear students, solar panels absorb heat from the sun to heat water, so it saves fuel. Double glazing. Double glazing has a layer of air trapped between the glass. Air is a good insulator, so it reduces heat loss. The next one is shutters. Shutters trap a layer of air between themselves and the window. Air is a good insulator, so it reduces heat loss. The next is conservatory. It facing south will get most available heat from the sun. Heat is retained like a greenhouse during the night, thus saving fuel to heat this house. The next one is cavity wall insulation. Dear students, cavity wall insulation traps air, which is a good insulator, and prevents heat loss by conduction or radiation. Loft insulation. It traps air which is a good insulator and prevents heat loss by convection. Dear students, convection is a movement in a gas or liquid in which the warmer parts move up and cooler parts move down. Question number 7 is, the diagram shows a tidal barrage and electricity produced from a turbine at the bottom of the barrage. The first question is, why is it called a tidal barrage? The answer is, it is called a tidal barrage because it produces energy due to tidal forces. Tidal forces means river forces. The second question is, where are tidal barrages usually built? The answer is, tidal barrages are usually built across a bay or river that is subject to tidal flow. Dear students, the third one is, explain how a tidal barrage works. The answer is, a huge dam is built across a river. Estuary means mouth of a river. When the tides go in and out, the flow of tides can be used to rotate the turbine. Dear students, we have learned that water flows from the river through the turbines in the barrage. Electricity is produced and the water is trapped. Water is released to flow back through the turbines, producing more electricity. The fourth one is, give two advantages of tidal barrages. The answer is, they don't produce any waste or greenhouse gas like carbon dioxide. And second advantage is, once built, it provides cheap electricity for long time. The last one is, give two disadvantages of tidal barrages. The answer is, the first disadvantage is costly to build, and second disadvantage is they prevent access to rivers and cut off shipping. Question number 9 on the page number 20 on the workbook. The question is, the diagram shows some apparatus that can be used to find out how much energy is given out. When food burns, it heats the water in the test tube. Here you can see the table, and the table gives the result of burning 1 gram of 3 different foods, which is unsweetened biscuits, walnut and potato crisp. And the second column is rise in temperature of water, which is 35 degrees centigrade, 70 degrees centigrade and 60 degrees centigrade. Dear students, this diagram shows an experiment that can be done to compare the amounts of energy in different foods. As the food burns, it releases the energy as heat. This heat passes into the water, causing the temperature to rise. The more energy there is in a food, the warmer the water will become. Dear students, in the table we see that walnut has greater temperature, which is 70 degrees Celsius, and it is greater than the rest of the food. It means walnut require more energy to break the bond. That's why the energy of the walnut is greater than the rest of the foods. And the question is, the first one is, explain why it is important to burn the same mass of food. The answer is to make it a fair test. The second one is, which of these foods contain the most energy? Dear students, we have learned that walnut require more temperature to burn because it requires more energy to break the bond. That's why the temperature of walnut is greater than the rest of the foods. So answer is, walnut contain the most energy. The third one is, where does the energy in these foods come from? Energy in these foods come from the sun because green plants make their own food during photosynthesis. This process changes the energy in sunlight to food energy. The fourth one is, what kind of energy is in food? Dear students, we know that plants make their own food through the process of photosynthesis. In this process, carbon dioxide react with water in the presence of sunlight to make sugar and energy. That's why the sunlight is converting into chemical energy, because chemical bonds are formed during the photosynthesis process. And the answer is, chemical energy is present in the food. The fifth one is, give one example of a human activity that requires, the A part is a small amount of energy and B part is a lot of energy. The answer is, during sleeping or sitting, small amount of energy is required, and during running a lot of energy is required. The fourth one is, A part is, suggest one way in which these apparatus could be improved to give more accurate results. The answer is, put a screen around the apparatus. The B part is, explain why this improvement would give more accurate results. The answer is, to prevent heat loss to the surrounding. Dear students, today we have learned the question number 5, 6, 7 and 9 of the chapter number 3, which is energy resources, from the workbook. I hope you will understand the answers of the questions. Keep praying for your country and stay safe at your homes. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.